Hi, I'm Clara from Thousand Islands RV Center. Christine purchased this trailer, and because of COVID-19 isolation, she cannot come here for an orientation. So I'm going to just do a little quick blurb for her. So Christine purchased the Z1 Zinger, and I'm just going to go over a couple things for her. So when you park this trailer, Christine, and you put the jacks down, then you're going to come over here to your control panel. So when you put the jacks down, before you open this slide, then you just come here. This is your control panel. Then you're just going to push this slide out. Here's some people say you put the slide out and then put your jacks down. Now put your jacks down, then put your slide out. Then that way there your trailer's going to be level. Now on this particular slide, you're going to hear some clicking at the end. Don't keep holding that down. Just hear the click and then let it go. Okay? There. That's it. This is your control panel for your tanks and your battery. So this is your battery. You press it and it'll light up that it's full. Your fresh water, press it. It'll light up and tell you if it's full or a quarter. Your black tank, that's your flush tank. Press it. Now this is a tricky one because your indicator is just at the back of your toilet, and if a piece of toilet paper gets stuck on that, it'll always read full. So after a couple of times of you dumping it, you'll realize how full it is and how empty it is. And this is your gray tank. Now your gray tank is your sink, your kitchen sink, and your shower water. Okay, so and that's up here too. Now your pump, your water pump, that's if you're going to dry camp and not have any hookup water at a campsite. That's the only time you're going to use that. Now your heater, your water heater is both LP gas and electric. So if you're at a campsite and they're going to give you power, then I just leave it on electric. If you're going to be dry camping, obviously you're going to need to use your LP. And LP is going to last you quite a while. And this is your porch light. Obviously somebody already put a porch light on there. And that's great. Two things that you're going to need electricity for in any trailer that has a microwave and an AC, you need a 110 service for those. Okay. Now when you have a 15 amp service plugged into your house, you can run your AC, but it's only going to run your fan, and eventually you're going to burn out your fan motor. So I'd rather you not use the AC on a 15 amp service, so just open your windows, okay? Microwave self-sufficient, is like you have in your house, it's just a smaller version. This is your LP stove and your stove top. When you're going to light it, most times these in a used trailer usually don't work. They're like a barbecue, you know, after a while that clicking never works. So get yourself a barbecue lighter, and that's all you're doing is pushing it in, turning it, and then lighting it with the barbecue lighter. Same with your oven. There's a large coil at the bottom here, and you're just going to turn the oven one on and then take your barbecue lighter and light it at the back, and it will turn on. Very, very easy to do. Okay, sometimes it gets a little scary the first few times you use it, but it's very easy to do. Okay, now with a fridge, it's very important the night before. It usually takes a good 24 hours to get this here to the level of coolness or cold to start adding stuff to it. So I always say to people to run it plugged in or on LP for the first 24 hours before you put food in it. Now this is an auto fridge. So that means it's a two-way fridge. It's both electric and propane. So I always tell people to leave it on auto. See, the green light is on. So when you're filling it with propane, then you get to your campsite and you plug it in. Then it'll automatically switch off and go to electric. Okay, and when you start it off, I like to start it off on the coldest first, and then when you start filling it, then you put it on whatever temperature you want. Okay, and one thing with this type of fridge, your trailer had better be level. or it's not going to work properly. Okay, same with this here. When you're going to use your stovetop, you're going to leave the propane on for a couple of seconds to let that propane hit this this burner or whatever burner you're going to use before you light it. Okay, and another good thing about this is whatever's at the back of this fridge, once it gets to the level of the temperature you want, wherever you want to get the coldest, sometimes even freeze, put it at the back. And just shut that off because it's going to be delivered. So this is your hot water heater. This is something you can actually even YouTube to find out how all this works. It's all done inside with that electric and propane, whichever way you're going to use it, whether it's whether you're dry camping or you're at a campsite. This is your furnace exhaust. When you have your furnace on in the spring and fall, this will have some heat come out of it. So if you're going to sit out here and somebody's inside, move your chair a little bit because this is going to be warm exhaust come out of here. Because this is underneath your awning, you cannot put an adder room on this trailer. This is your fridge exhaust. It's going to drip some water out of it, just like your residential fridge at home. This is your fresh water hookup. You can stick a hose, a water hose, not your garden hose, a water hose to fill this up as well, okay? This is your city connection. So when you're at the campground and you're gonna hook up to their water system, this is where you're gonna hook it up. Most campgrounds have their pillar at the end, and that's, it's 25-foot hose will do you fine on this one. Sometimes people have to get a 50-foot hose. Now, this is your outdoor shower, and that's all you're going to do. It's quite easy, and it's quite nice to have an outdoor shower. And you just pull this out here, and you have an outdoor shower, which is quite nice. And this one has a hot water and cold water. So if you're at the campsite, wash your feet off. This is a 30-amp service. Most campgrounds will have a 30 amp and a 15 amp. 15 amp is a small little connection to take this from a 30 amp to a 15 amp. Your house is a 15 amp, and it brings it down to a 110 service. But this is a particular 30 amp service. Normally they'll just plug it into the end of the pillar at the campsite. Now you see this, it has gray tank, black tank, and it's under here. Everything. This is where you'll hook up your black tank hose or your sewer hose, and then you'll dump it. Either they'll come and dump it for you, or you'll pay somebody to come and dump it for you at the campsite. And normally it will be black is the black handle and the gray is the gray handle. That's your gray tank and your black tank. Normally you'll pull your black tank first, and then you'll pull your gray tank, and that washes all your black tank out. It'll help. So we always usually put a 12-volt deep cell marine battery on this. One thing you have to understand about a battery, and I learned this the hard way as well. If you let this run dry, like burn it out, and you recharge it again, it doesn't come back 100%. So let's not try and do that. All right, and it is a charger, so that's why when you plug it in to this is a 7-pin charge. So what that does is it'll trickle charge this battery as you're driving, and it keeps it charged. But once you drain a battery and you plug it in and recharge it again, it loses about a 20%. So now you don't have a 100% battery, you have an 80% battery. So let's not try not to drain it. This one here particularly has two 20-pound tanks. You can up it to two 30 pounds, but you have to endure that or encounter that with the weight of your cargo carrying capacity. This is weight on this trailer with two 20-pound tanks, so keep that in mind as well. I hope this helps Christine. Again, because of the COVID-19, we gave you a real quick Orientation. You know Roger's around, you have his card, don't hesitate to call him. If there's anything else we can do to help you, you know you can contact us anytime. Thanks again. Stay safe and wash your hands.